Hey guys, Ahmad here again. I'm going to play Mega Man 11 80% normal, no out of bounds. And joining me here is Facet CC and Sage. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Facet CC.
Hey, I'm Sage Hero. We've been running Mega Man like forever.
Yeah, so these two guys will handle the commentary for me, so I can just focus on the run. And I guess we're good to go, so in 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck, good luck.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is Mega Man 11. This one came out a couple years ago, and it is fantastic. I highly recommend anybody play this one if you somehow have missed it. We're gonna be seeing the mod play through this one really quickly. He is one of the top runners of this game. It should be quite a treat.
So we start in Impact here, simply because Impact is the best weapon. It's actually kind of a really tough stage to do Buster only, so you end up stuck in Impact usually for quite a while. But the weapon is so good that it's worth doing.
Yeah, there was some people that were doing Tundra first, like very early on. You'll still see that a little bit, but anybody that's running this for speed, Impact is the best weapon in the game, and you're definitely kind of losing time if you don't come here first. As Sage was saying, this is a pretty scary stage. We're going to be seeing a jump here. I think it's probably like 2 frames. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay.
The problem with missing it, you have a kind of a specific amount of coil ammo. Obviously, in Mega Man, you don't start with a weapon. You do start with coil though, and we're going to be seeing a lot of use of that through this stage to try to traverse sections quickly, and a pretty big skip later that requires the use of the ammo.
So one thing you'll see here that's new in this game is that little slowdown. You have new options called the power gear and the speed gear. And the speed gear we're seeing right there lets you activate basically a bullet time function. You want to use a quick tap because it slows Mega Man down too, but it lets you react to things faster.
So here we're seeing a supercharged shot. We're going to see that a couple times in the run. Basically, you overheat your gear in order to get a very, very powerful shot, and then you can't use the gear for a while. It works out here that you get that extra damage on the boss, and you don't actually need the gear. The cooldown is not an adverse drawback here. And wow, that's a great, that's a really scary screen for anybody that's run this in a no reset setting. That's an easy one to die, and the mod just makes it look easy.
It feels much better after you're through that room. We'll see what strat Ahmad goes for here. I'm guessing you're going to do 3 rush coils. Yeah.
Mod is a smart man.
Yeah. There is a pixel you can stand on that ledge with spikes. There is, I think, 2 pixels you can stand on. Good luck.
Yeah, that sends you back to right after the mini boss. That's not a good idea in this type of setting. So here we get to see a boss fight. A lot of these bosses have transformations. They have gears installed, just like Mega Man does. Impact Man's takes about 15 seconds if you see it. So we're going to do specific amounts of damage. That's a tough fight.
Yeah, that's real tough to do. You don't want to see the big boy because that loses 16 seconds.
So yeah, very, very good fight. Most of the gear transformations either will they don't cost too much time to see them, or we'll skip over them. There's a couple in particular that are very important that we skip. That one's one of them. We're going to see him again in the refights. But yeah, that's a nice one to have behind you too. It's, like I said, about 15 seconds to see it.
So a basic concept here is you're going to see him killing a lot of enemies either by impacting straight through them. Impact is kind of like an air dash in this game, and also kills things you go through. Think of the fire weapon for Mega Man X2. So you're going to see him either impact through or kill them with Buster and then switch to Impact to check for drops, because we want all the Impact ammo we can get.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty much our fastest way of traversing through the game, which is, you can see why we went to Impact first. It's not only quick, but also just gets rid of the enemies in your way.
Yeah, like every difficult room is solved. Just impact over it. Just impact over it.
Oh, I missed the bolt. Oh well.
Oh, well.
Oh no.
Right, we'll get lucky on drops. So talking about bolts, there's going to be a shopping trip later in the run, and we're hoping to get enough bolts to buy W tanks, which is going to refill our weapon ammo, which of course we're going to use primarily to refill impact and get even more of that sweet air dash action. We're going to see this supercharge again, and we make very quick work of mini bosses in this game.
So there is a consistent rapid fire button in this game. So when you see them like hyper mash down on boss like that, that's what we're using. It's a built-in control to the game. It's not anything. It's external to it.
Only saves your hands.
Yeah, it saves your hands a lot. You actually cannot mash faster. It mashes at the mash cap that this game has. You cannot mash faster than the built-in auto fire.
Going through a pretty scary screen here as well. And again, Ahmad makes pretty easy work of it.
I was about to say something, and then I saw the room he was in, and I got quiet. That is such a bad death, because you go to right before the mini boss if you die, and it's just so easy to die on that room.
Right. So for these regular bosses, the castle bosses are a little different. They take 8 damage from the charge shot. Basically 3 from the blue and 5 from the red. He's using the power gear to get a more powerful charge buster. The red shot ignores iframes, so we're going to see that on a number of bosses, especially later, where even though we're shooting them before their iframes are up with the blue shot, the red one will hit anyway. That's what we did there on Tundra Man to take him out quickly.
Alright guys, I'm going to jump in with a couple quick donos if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a $2 donation from Masali with a message to Ahmad in another language, so I'm not even going to attempt that one. And we have a $11 donation from Megamar21 saying, "Good luck Ahmad, Sage, and Fasta. Excited to see the new bounce strat. Let's go." So
I'm not the one
for the donations, guys.
I'm not the one that needs the luck. I hope not.
Thank you, Megamar.
Thank you for the donations.
These drops are excellent, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Sparky. Shoutouts to Fastest CC for failing that as well.
Oh, thanks.
There's a thing in this game where if you slide, for some reason it resets the cooldowns on your weapons. So you just need 3 power tundra to kill that boss. So it's literally like shoot, slide, jump, shoot, slide, jump, shoot.
I remember like back to the first couple days of routing this game when stuff like that was just like a new, fresh discovery.
We have all the impact here, so we're just going to go straight over.
That is a lot of impact.
One last refill here. That buster actually pushes the tank back. That's so cool.
A beautiful stage.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Good luck as well.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. So, Power Tundra here, you see it earlier in the stage, hits the whole screen. Happens to be Torchman's weakness here. But we're actually going to see that opening Power Tundra on other fights as well. It happens to be a really handy way to immediately hit a boss and put them in iframes. Because it hits the whole screen.
For some reason, there's a lot of bosses that you're like 1 damage away from being able to kill quickly, and just opening with a Power Tundra just does enough damage.
One thing you'll notice in this game is the weapons are very, very good. Like they're all extremely useful, and the power gear only amplifies them. So, one feature of this game is the right analog stick can swap to weapons without having to go through a menu, without having to even use the shoulder button to cycle through them. So you immediately have access to any weapon in your arsenal. And you're going to see that as we go forward. Just all kinds of weapon usage. Like torches and impacts all happening at the same time. Switching weapons doesn't cancel the one on screen. So that's a lot of why this is such a great speedrun. Is you get to just really let fly with Mega Man's arsenal here.
Oh yeah, there's no breaks in this game. Like there's none. Oh no. Alright, we're good.
Sketchy,
So-
but we didn't fall in that pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is using the torch weapon to actually break those red blocks. There's other ways to blow them up, but using the torch weapon, you can just blow them up whenever you want.
You see kind of like those tripwires create a chain reaction, but a lot of times we don't have time to wait for that, so
Yeah.
set them on fire and be on our way. Coil here, very nice.
The nice thing about the small drop there is in this game you don't, even if you have one pixel of ammo left, you can still use a full power use of your weapon. You don't need like enough to actually use it. So a power impact takes 4, but if you get a small drop, even if you only have 2, you can do one more power impact. Then you get another small drop and do a power impact. This is such a cool
Alright,
quick
really
kill.
So we're gonna see the Tundra opening here. And that puts him at 24, so we need three 8s. There we are. It's a
We're,
little
Nice.
speed gear finish there.
we're actually good on both
Nice.
as well, so don't have to worry about that.
Oh, good, good.
Alright.
You remembered to look. I always forget to look. So one thing we get here, we've killed 4 bosses now, so we now have Rush Jet. Unlike some other prior Mega Man games, there's no particular boss holding the Rush Jet. It just whenever you kill 4, you get Rush Jet.
It's something they started, I think, in Mega Man 9, so like 9, 10, and 11 all have it, and it's a pretty cool features of the speedrun. It so happens that a lot of the stages where Jet is very useful get pushed to the back of the route. So you're going to see a lot of Rush Jet usage. There's some vertical sections in this stage, and you're pretty much always going to want to use Jet to ascend vertically instead of Coil. It uses less ammo, and it comes down very quickly.
Yeah,
Really good Rush Jet in this game.
One thing about this game is that Jet and Coil actually share the same ammo bar, so you really need to conserve that because you can't use both. You have to pick one or the other. Well, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to use both. We'll talk about that, I guess.
It's a really cool boss fight. Oil and the Blast and Tundra all at the same time, just obliterate it.
So the power blast.
Little,
Yeah. The power
go
blast.
ahead.
Yeah, those things are supposed to be like little mazes that you have to complete to move one. But the power blast, we skip all of that. We just blow it up.
It's Jet Boost
Nice
mod.
drop.
They told me
That's
they'd be
okay.
menuing.
Oh,
Yeah, we're fine.
Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. All according to plan.
you just need one for the boss. It's
this-
fine.
Very difficult stage. They actually start getting really difficult once you get Jet, because you start throwing in a lot of crazy tech once you have the weapons. And Jet and Coil are both also on their own dedicated buttons, so they have access to all these things. But that means that you're doing some, as Mumu says, finger gymnastics, trying to do all these weapon switches.
Yeah, this is one of the few games where I feel like it actually gets harder the more gear and tech you have access to. It's just more stuff going on at all times.
Alright, this is a very important quick kill here. I'm gonna let a mod get this one.
No big boys. No big boys.
Easy.
We got him.
Good, good, good.
Quick Kill has gone through several iterations, but the idea is you place the blast. You throw them across the room to the right wall, and then start immediately charging that super buster shot. And that gives you time to charge it up while he runs over to take that last hit. You have to hit him right before he goes into that transformation, otherwise you lose quite another time. It adds 2 more phases to the fight, which we just skipped over. I say we as if I did something.
Maybe you did.
If you didn't know, Ahmad
speed
is fluent in simple Chinese, which is why he's playing in the Chinese language.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes the shop a little, or at least according to Ahmad, it makes the shop a little friendlier.
Yeah,
I'm going off his word.
You guys have to test it for sure.
Let's throw in some shade at Ahmad's routing there. So this is probably the hardest stage in the game. It keeps getting harder too.
Ooh.
Every time I turn around, there's a new impossible strat in the stage.
So
but yeah, we
what he
use a
did
lot
there,
of attack.
you're gonna see it again. He did something called a coil jet, which is where you're not supposed to be able to do this, but you jump off of coil and then summon jet so that you land on jet in midair, and it's really precise.
That's
Oh no,
unfortunate.
Pump Master.
Yeah.
Purple
be
Impact
alright.
mini boss fight.
He can skip like some random impact later.
I think I gotta use a backup here. There we go.
You notice in jet jumping into these screen transitions, even though it doesn't look like it saves a lot of time, it actually allows you to grab the ladder above the screen and skip a lot of climbing. As fast as this game is, climbing ladders is very slow. So anytime we can skip any part of the ladder climb, it saves us quite a bit of time.
Yeah, this is one of the most technical stages in the game. Just because like there's so much that's slow here. You can't slide on the bouncy ball, so that's slow. There's a ton of ladders, so that's slow. There's so much to skip.
Let's see a coil jet here. That's a beauty. Got another one?
Nice.
Ah, missed it.
Ah, that's a really tough one.
Oops.
See if we got the other thing here.
Not quite. Damn it.
Oh,
You see what he was trying to do there.
yeah. So you just need to rush a little higher there, and you'll actually sneak above that balloon and skip that whole thing where you fall down, and yeah.
It's the newest tech this game has, discovered by Mod himself.
Yeah,
Same
that is an Ahmad original. I'm so glad that's a strat. It's so this game.
That's really cool. Totally uses the tool this game has.
I really wanted to
It's
show
funny,
those
'cause-
as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, for basically since we started the speedrun, it's like, oh man, there's got to be a way to skip that. It just feels so out of place with the rest of the run, dropping all the way down and going back up. And lo and behold, Odd figured it out.
Time was actually pretty okay there, but I just summoned Rush a bit too late, so I got hit by the balloon. Otherwise, the setup was perfect.
The penalty for failure there is not that bad though. Like you just fall
Yeah.
down anyways and go back up.
The penalty is not getting to show off such a cool strat to the world.
Yeah. Fuse is a real cycle-based stage. You see that these lasers coming out of the ceiling, and they move super slowly, and you just gotta make sure you don't miss any cycles or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can't
can
impact from them
them.
like that. Yeah. The room after the Nets room coming up is quite a doozy. Not the checkpoint room. Sorry, the one after that.
Yeah, there's some very, very tight cycle-based strats in this stage. Ooh, I like that torch. Beautiful.
So far, so good. It's only part one of the big room. Yeah. All right, we're in the clear pretty much. Yeah, that was good.
Ladders.
That's about as difficult as it looks. It is really precise. Another mini boss that dies in half a second.
What
You
is that
fight these
guy's
mini
name?
bosses yourself.
He's just gone instantly.
Dread Spark.
Oh yeah.
If you fight these mini bosses casually, you'll see that they're actually not pushovers. Some of them are pretty difficult, but it just so happens if you have the right weapon and the right strat, they go down very quickly.
This is the last like real cycle-based thing. It's real tricky. Oh, that's so hard to get. It's so hard to get. You can't stand there for as long as you want. Yeah. This, however, is a really cool quick kill. This is really hype if he gets it.
This is one of my favorites in the run. Pressure. Oh, beautiful.
Ever since Fast has told me about the spark on top, like I've been getting the quick kill pretty often.
It's funny because I don't use visual cues very often, but that is just such a good one for hitting a very small window at the start of that fight.
It really is.
That could be helpful, bud.
Yeah. Well, then again, you are the inspiration I play the game, you know, so...
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, look, I did something good.
You did.
Yeah, Ahmad's on his march to sub 33 here. Another PB a couple days ago doing no resets.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
That was
Absolute beast.
unbelievable.
Acid is like, there's not really an underwater stage. This is the closest thing we get. There's underwater segments like this, and there's a current that's going to actually push him along faster. So he has to be cognizant of that so he doesn't actually go into spikes or something. Oh, and there are a lot of spikes in this stage.
Love this stage theme. Pretty cool. There's a gimmick to this stage that you're not really going to see much in the speedrun, but yeah, the little acid things shooting into the little pools of yellow water become progressively more dangerous to stand in, but we go fast enough that it doesn't matter.
No,
Come on,
no.
please. Come on, please. Oh no.
So he used the blast, yeah. He used that to hang in the air. Go ahead, Ahmad, if you want.
Oh, I was just going to say, Fast should explain what happened there, but... Yeah.
Do I have to? Alright, that's fine, yeah. Most of the top runners you'll see use one. Ahmad likes to use two because he's a special guy.
It's a Marathon save strat, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. No, that's fine. It costs like frames. It's not a big deal, but I like to give him a hard time.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's a really good recovery.
Yeah.
That screen can go very wrong if you miss that jet.
Yeah, you're falling and there's spikes below you, and honestly, I don't ever remember exactly where the spikes are.
Enough
That's
impact
pretty good
there at the
overall.
end.
Yeah.
Solid stage.
Pretty good.
Acid Man is your shields weapon robot, and we're going to use block to break the shield. Finally, a game where they don't make you wait it out.
Yeah. And that is 8 robots.
Pretty
It's
solid.
really solid. Yeah, absolutely. No real major mistakes. So then we go into the Wily stages. Wily 1 in particular is terrifying. But very difficult, Wily 1 and Wily 2. They're super fun stages. Now you have your entire weapon set, and we're gonna be seeing some high flying action here.
Yeah. There's not a lot of ground in Wily 1. There's like a lot of little pillars that you're supposed to jump to and from.
And we're gonna fly. We're gonna be using a lot of impact. I think the stage is not all that exciting because you kind of fly over it, but there's actually still a lot of weapon usage, and it's still pretty scary because you can get sniped out of the air into pits pretty easily.
You'll see in this net screen, you'll see how much we like just fly over. Just skip all of that. We don't want to do any of this.
You don't want to do any of that. That is for
We
sure.
don't feel like it today.
I think this and probably Torch Stage casually are probably the big walls for people playing this game. Nice Jet again. What he's doing there with the charge shot, he's firing backwards on Jet and it's propelling him forward, so Jet's actually moving faster to kind of keep up with him.
Yeah, none of this.
Very nice. That's a tough screen.
Yeah, that is. That's probably the toughest screen in the stage, in my opinion. And then from here, it's a pretty simple, impact over his final screen. Again, who would have thought?
You see him dropping the blocks there. He needs to get by, but you also do it at such a timing that you're hoping to fish for a... Ooh.
Oh no!
That's a shield champion? No! Oh.
Oh. That's a shame.
So, yeah,
we got some backups now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this backup here.
Yeah, this is a tricky one, because you've lost a lot of your ammo here. We're going to see screen a little bit more as intended, going along the bottom. 100 is always a very safe backup, because that screen clear is really powerful. You only have 4 uses of the full screen clear. Then we use Acid Barrier here. Nice backup, because the power Acid Barrier, almost nothing in this stage can touch you when you use it.
Yeah, like projectiles, all the stuff enemies shoot at you, just bounce off. It's fine.
Yeah. It's a really powerful weapon. We don't see it much in the speedrun just because it takes a little bit of time to activate it. Same with Fuse. Doesn't really diminish their effectiveness, but there's usually a more speed-friendly weapon to use. This is a pretty quick kill.
Yellow Devil, yeah. We're going to attach blast to this one, and then kind of time it, to the wall, sorry. There you go, that's really cool. The guy with the eye in the back is the weak spot when he's split up into the little ones, so you gotta wait for that one. But we're kind of like, while we're waiting for him, we're also kind of like prepping for him to show up.
Yeah, he pieces in with the same pattern as the Mega Man 1 fight. But yeah, if you miss the kill there, you can sometimes have to wait out an entire cycle, which is pretty slow. Stage is great.
Yeah. This stage is really relying on drops, because you impact through there's just so many enemies to kill in this stage.
See that you see a lot of Torch and Block. They're weapons that are really efficient at clearing out large sections in front of you and killing enemies with enough time that drop will fall and you can pick it up as you go through. But you're seeing most of the weapons in this game in the run because you have access to all of them. Your weapons refill in between the Wily stages, so you can go to town. Plus, he's using W tanks to refill the energy.
I promise we will see Fuse. It'll get its day in the sun.
Missed it. Damn.
Oh. It's a really neat strat where you kind of hang in the air with the blast.
I love this room right here. Jetting and impacting, blowing stuff up. Man, that screen is not supposed to be that fast. You actually have this spike pillar chasing you. Kind of like a timed element to that screen. But you don't worry about that in the slightest in the speedrun.
That guy was hacking. That turret guy.
Again, we kind of have the walls closing in on us. Odd makes it through quite easily.
Unlucky with
Mod made it look easy. If you fall down in that room...
Yeah, I was just gonna say, usually you would impact over that, but Mod, unlucky with drops, kind of had to take the bottom route there. This is modern.
So we're opening up the shell to do damage to the core, and then one more impact and we're good.
Beautiful. Very nice fight.
Impact is his weakness, but it's really hard to get to since like if you hit even when he's open, you can still accidentally hit like the pieces of his shell that are there, and it won't do as much damage.
Yeah. In the first phase of the fight, you have to crack open his shell, and bounce is really good for that because it shoots a flurry of shots that open it up really quickly. All right, and we are to our refights. Couple scary ones in particular. Let's start with the scariest.
Nice.
Oh, baby. Yeah. Basically the same as the last time, except now we have Tundra to start, so we can make this fight even faster. It also makes it much more difficult to try to hit the cycle before he goes into his power gear phase, and Ahmad does it beautifully. Actually going to use all our impact, even in a stage this short, to try to get through the room. It's obviously Bounce Man's weakness, but now we're going to use it to impact in between teleporters. It's just so happens that it's a perfect distance to cover that gap there, which is pretty nice. That's pretty difficult in this game. I would say Acid is definitely the breather. There's a couple breather fights, and then it's hard to have a really clean refight. Ahmad's off to a great start.
Yeah, refights is really demanding in this game.
They're very technical. You're holding 4 different buttons at the start of the fight, and then it just gets more complicated from there.
Same business here.
Got him again.
Oh,
So Ahmad
no
was
big
just
boys.
the very important big boy transformations.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, those are both about 15, 16 second time losses, so it's really big to nail those. That is usually a run killer if you fail it.
Now I missed a shot though.
oh no. Well, you got to show it off the first time at least. I love the backup. Just throw a bunch of bounce balls.
Yeah.
Hopefully you run into him.
This one is actually
All
different.
these refights are different. Yeah, which is pretty nice.
I told you.
We had Buster last time.
I
We
promised.
used, Scramble Thunder. And down Tundra goes. It's another fairly easy one, but it's surprising how often that you can see that fight get failed, even though it's the easy. We have to do a different strat here on Torch as well. We don't have enough Tundra. We're using Tundra at the start of too many fights, so here we're going to have to use Buster. This is actually a very scary fight. And he gets it.
That fight is
Beautiful.
scary mostly because of RNG, and you don't know. That boss has probably the most RNG out of any boss's pattern in the game. There's so much he can do, and some of his moves have iframes similar to a certain Street Fighter character, so...
We're going to see a different last fight here. We don't have the Tundra ammo. That's beautiful. That's some people. That one's a pretty difficult one. Probably even more difficult than the other strat.
Yeah, I would
but,
say so.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Great refights. Very nice. Other than Fuse was the only mistake, I think, and it was a very small one. Now, another pretty short stage, and again, our weapons refill, so a lot of impact here. Okay, very nice. Jet jump and just a little bit of speed gear, you can catch that platform cycle, otherwise you have to wait on the next one, which I think was 4 seconds.
He was using the wrong weapon.
So this is a cycle-based stage. You're just trying to get ahead of the platforms, which is not too bad to do, especially for someone of Ahmad's caliber.
Sure.
Sure there was not a PB that missed that.
It's never happened to anyone.
So we're gonna start with that blast here, and we're gonna see Acid Shield, which is the weakness of both phases.
Well,
We're gonna see Ahmad get blown up here.
I lost my shield for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes if the missile hits you wrong, yeah, that was a strange one. Same thing here for the second phase. We're going to open with a blast because it covers distance. Or actually, might suit this.
Oh, I have
power.
blast, right. Well, that's a problem.
So basically, you need to use the power gear acid shield. The gamble. And GG. Time.
GG.
Sorry.
Yeah. That was real scary at the end there, because if you let him activate that double gear, you'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize I had blast equipped when I started the fight, so I thought
I saw
went-
it there, and I'm like, oh, I guess he's doing the blast strat now.
Yeah. 34 something. Still okay. I think that would have been a 33 without the death in Wally 1, so pretty good.
Very, very good run overall.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that quite a bit. Did a good job of showcasing, all the strats this game has. You hit like most of the really big things.
Unfortunately, didn't get the bounce strat, but yeah, it's still very new. And of course, like you said, most of the strats, and yeah, I feel like that was pretty good despite the death.
Yeah.
Yeah, good run, man.
Thank you, Fasta and Sage, coming over to help with the commentary.
Absolutely, had a lot of fun. Glad I got a
to
chance
hear
to
it.
pitch this. Thanks for inviting me.
Very nice. And yeah, I'm done for now. I guess we're good, since that was my second and last run of the marathon. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great marathon. Bye.